Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads and a Console, where one of the dads is a winner. I'm one of your hosts. Well, sorry, I'm calling off because I'm excited. We know not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest and video game news that you need to know about, so we're here to do it for you. Remember, this show is kid-friendly, so no earmuffs are needed. Now on the show, I'm one of your hosts, Wild Plays, alongside the... What's your shirt say?
Big Bad Bruins?
The Big Bad Bruin, Court.
What is wrong with my camera? Oh my god, this is.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Realize that when we went
It looks
live.
Nothing's
fine.
wrong.
It's whatever. I don't care. I don't care.
It's
over
fine to
it.
me.
It looks terrible.
You look great. You
greedy I
look
am.
majestic.
No,
I
it
can't.
looks terrible.
I can't tell. It could be because you're on a bigger screen, but right now I can't tell.
All right. Oh, Bruins just scored.
Woo!
Brandon Carlo. Oh, and for everybody that's a normal listener, when there's a Bruins game on, we're actually watching the game while we're doing this, and it is what it is. And tonight is like the first game of the year, so there's no way I'm gonna miss it.
Been running through a wall. We're also here with Lucius' number one fan, Pez.
Freddie got a tip.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Are you saying Trent Frederick, future All-Star?
The Trent Frederick.
Freddie gets the first goal. Haters are in shambles right now.
Waba Plays is right now at the height of terrible. And we need to bring him. My man won a bet on Connor Bedard goal, and now he's going to be pimping t-shirts for Trent Fight Club.
Yep, Trent Frederick Fight Club. I should have something going. So as soon as it hits, dude, I'm gonna sell so many Trent t-shirts. It's gonna be crazy.
You're gonna see my man on the corner of the garden.
The garden.
Yeah, the corner of the garden ripping tees. Trent Frederick Fight Club tees, $5. $5.
Come on, $20.
$20.
Look at the kid. He's made of iron.
Look at the kid. He's a stallion.
So yeah, we're having a good time. We're watching the Bruins. Trent's amazing. Bedard made me a good amount of money right before vacation. So shout out Connor Bedard. I know you listen to this.
And for everybody listening, you're gonna be very happy to hear that Waba won't be here next week.
I know it's gonna be so tough.
We are gonna have a special guest, a friend of the show, Mr. Dapper Talks, is going to be on the show. Woo! And he is going to give us his review of Spider-Man 2 for PS5.
It's gonna be great.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, the one with Doc Ock.
So before we get started, I wanted to make sure that folks knew about this new thing we've been doing. You can now go visit us on the World Wide Web outside of YouTube.
True.
You can find us at www, for all my nanas, .3dadsconsole.com. And you can see not just, different video feed, but also we have different articles up there. We have, different reviews, impressions, and we're also going to be doing not just news, but editorials as well. And we actually had one today that we want to kind of talk about. And it's about our favorite game, NHL 24.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I do like it too, but the gameplay very good. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago.
I wasn't here though, so that doesn't count.
Fair, but we're gonna be able to get some of your take tonight. So the big thing in the NHL 24 universe right now is about rewards and their Ultimate Team mode. So they've been drastically nerfed since last year. You get less packs for the online head-to-head rivals, and you actually get better rewards for playing squad battles, which is, in my opinion, the boring offline mode.
Which I'm doing it. Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, Court has a different opinion because he's primarily an offline player, which is good. But one thing that EA has also done, this new team that's doing EA NHL, is they're now giving you bronze, silver, and gold collectibles in lieu of a pack, and you can trade those in for different rewards. So basically, they did this last year with the rivals, where you could either use your, when you won a Hut Champs or something, you would get these collectibles. You could trade them for packs or for power-ups, which I like that flexibility. But you still had the weekly packs to look forward to. But not only are they implementing this, I think if you come in gold, you get 5 gold collectibles, and that's
gold collectibles can only be earned. I just wanted to add to this because I play offline. Gold collectibles can only be earned playing online.
But you can trade up.
You can take bronze collectibles to trade up to gold collectibles. But I, who only play predominantly offline, I only play offline.
Yeah.
I earn bronze collectibles by playing squad battles, HUD Rush, or by playing HUT Moments. Just to give you a heads up.
You can get them in HUT Moments.
You can get them everywhere. So I can take those and keep grinding like I have been, and like I have a stud team. Like I've already locked Alex Hemsky. I've got Alex Burrows. Mind you, my 2 X factors are absolutely horse poop. I have
Burrows.
Morrissey from Winnipeg. He sucks. And
Oh.
I have Kootenay from Philly. He sucks
Mm.
too. So I'm just trying to like get another one so that I can trade all 3 of them in for somebody that actually can play hockey, because I can't. My guys are absolute trash fires. But I got Mark Recchi as my power up icon. I just love him because he's a Bruin. He's great.
I
But I've
love
got
him.
Zabinajad. I've got Ryan Nugent Hopkins. I've got Jason Robinson from the Dallas Stars. I've got doubles of him, by the way. I don't know why I keep getting him. I've got Marchand. I've got I've got Burrows and Hemsky on my top line right now because I got to grind.
Why do you have Burrows?
Because I have to grind out the headliners.
Yeah, okay.
That's an offline thing. See,
I know. I
I
just
have
See?
Orlov on my. I do have Orlov on the defense for
he's
the
a
training camp.
weasel.
I have that one.
Burrows is just a weasel.
So what?
It doesn't matter. It's about the objective. You would think you, of all people, would understand the end goal of this.
So
I
I want you
do,
to understand.
but-
Like I know what you're about to say, but for an offline player, it's like they finally listened.
Mm.
But
In terms of
I will
rewards.
say this: as someone that's still, and I think I'm going to do an article about this or do a video for us about this. As someone that still likes to collect, and I feel like I'm collecting hockey cards, I will never understand why they make it so that I have to trade these in and never get them back. Like, it drives me absolutely insane. It's like almost, it's like a hockey card collection. You know what I'm talking about, Pez? And you get to see it there. Like, if they made it so they made it almost, I wouldn't say just exactly like MLB The Show, because it has its issues with the sets, but or series 1 and series 2. But if they went to sets, they would make it so that the market first of all wouldn't be as dead almost. You'd actually bring more life to it because you'd want to collect all the Boston Bruins. You'd want to collect all these. So these like random guys on teams that no one cared about, you'd want to do it because if you collected all the Boston Bruins, you get that power up icon Bruins, but you didn't lose those cards. You could still use those, but you can't sell them. Waba froze.
Waba
we
was
just lose
so
Waba?
Waba was so upset that he froze. He
But
left.
the best is how he froze. He's just like this, right?
Yep, like he's telling you to
But
be quiet.
you see what I'm saying, Pez? Because if you did that,
Yeah.
you'd want to play the game and collect all the Bruins to get, Billy Guerin.
Right. But then
And
it's
you
like
wouldn't lose your Brad Marchand or your David
exactly.
Pastrnak.
It's like why I love Bill Guerin. I have my Pooh Bear jersey on the ground, but it's like, why would I spend all my time collecting the Boston Bruins if I'm not getting to then use the Bruins because they're gone? The thing should be that if they're untradeable, you just can't, they become untradeable and then you can't sell them.
And that's how things become untradeable and I also think that if they did because right now Hut Rush is better, Pez, so the offline mode is better. Like I'm getting tons of packs because you can just play Hut Rush. So I've actually finished all of Hut Rush and I got all the stuff. And what doesn't make sense to me is if they just did the programs where they were like, okay, like it's the Bruins centennial year. Like how easy would it have been to have a Boston Bruins program? Like how easy would it have been? And still had all those separate programs that they have in MLB The Show, but doing it with hockey because they finally brought in Hut Moments. And as a hockey fan, Hut Moments are amazing.
Yeah.
To get to Wayne Gretzky 5 goals against the Flyers, all that kind of stuff. All the players' rosters are in there. It is super cool. But they did this garbage truck on fire thing. Is Waba dead? He's dead.
He gone.
He's never coming back.
He gone.
But I get what he's saying because I watched the video from Thrash. Same thing.
Shade.
I get what the online players are getting mad at, but I do think there's a happy medium here. And I do think that what they've done this year in NHL 24 is a step in the right direction. They're not there yet, but it's a step in the right direction for this mode, for Hut. I think the gameplay and the tweaks they did and the total control is unbelievably amazing.
I like it too, and I think people are I don't think people are giving it the chance it deserves. In terms of like the control scheme, because that was a big issue with folks, is like, oh, the control scheme is terrible. It's like, well, it's been a week, my guys. You got to practice. We ain't talking about a game, we're talking about practice.
Or dude, the fact I saw people complaining that the goalies are too good. I'm like, So you're mad because you can't do the cheesy skate out in front of the net goal that's been in there since 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're mad about? Or the
Yep.
fact that every time you're on a breakaway, you're not going to automatically score because the goalie will actually learn. If you do you'll be able to get the deke off once, and then the next time you go down, you can't do that deke because the goalie's going to be like, "No, you already did that on me."
Right. Right. It's just, man, like I
You're
saw
agreeing with
a
me.
friend of the show, Deke Slayer, say like, "Oh, the honeymoon period's over." I don't even know if there was a honeymoon period with NHL creators because most people seem just to want to bag on the game now.
Dude, it's
Self-included. I mean, I sent out a tweet today that was like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't buy this. To me, it's a $30, $35 game. But like that was
because
it.
they've done enough. They haven't done it. I think you're right because the online modes they haven't done enough for.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
just
play online.
Yeah. Well, also like they haven't really done anything for franchise. So I'm a big
Be a
franchise
pro's
guy.
pretty sick though, dude.
You know, be a pro is the same. It's like
I still like it though.
it's like I need give me something different.
Now, question for you. What do you think about the presentation of it now? Like how they do the goals. I have one gripe, the constant lighting and all that while you're taking a face off, it actually distracts me while I'm trying to take a face off.
Yeah, it's annoying. Sometimes I think it's neat. Like the goal celebrations, I think is cool. The way they changed
Very
it up from
cool.
last year, I think it's
Like
very
Brad
cool.
Marchand does the
I love the animated boards. I think that's pretty cool. I love that there is stuff. I like that there's like game stats on the boards. I wish you could toggle off. There's a couple of things I wish you could do from a design standpoint. One, toggle off the full pressure gauge and just leave it on the back of the boards instead of in the middle of the ice.
Dude, I love that idea.
Or
have it in the back of the glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have it up on the back of the glass. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. And two, get rid of. I wish you could turn off the face-off lights because they bother me after a while.
I'm right there with you, but I do think the presentation that they've done, even how the boards moving on, like, I love it.
It's cool.
Like,
I think they did a great job. Honestly, gameplay presentation, I think are very good. There's no substance to the sauce. You know what I mean? It's like your I don't know how to really explain it.
I think there is for offline players, but I'm already getting to the point where I'm like, okay, what else can I do?
The gameplay loop is still the same. You may have other avenues to get cards, but ultimately you're playing the same.
Yes, but they got rid of the stupid stuff of like get 2 shorthanded goals.
Yeah, and they added in a tracker, so I'm gonna take that as
that was literally your thing.
I'm gonna take that as a Pezzy Boy W because I did a thing about that.
Dude, you needed that tracker, and I agree with you. Now that I have the tracker,
it's great.
I love it.
It's great. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. I don't know.
Waba was so excited about his $100. He broke his computer.
Smashed it. Kind of bedarded all over it.
I love how like he's still not here, but he's here.
Still not here, but he's kind of here.
OBS, look at that. I can see the OBS symbol.
OBS symbol. It's everything is fine. It's fine. It's only live. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I know. So what happened as I'm in the OBS symbol, they're not paying me, is my computer basically said, hey, right now is a good time to update. I'm going to stop you, and then I'm going to reset, and then I'm going to clean it up.
Yep.
So, shout out to whatever version of Microsoft I have for doing this to me.
Can we get a shout out for Bill Gates in the chat? Shout out Bill Gates on his creation of Windows.
My goodness. So that was fun. I'm just working on getting the video back.
I'm just gonna put your logo back up over your face.
That's fine.
So Waba, continue with your point or the point that you were going to talk about.
Yeah, because we've done a whole thing, so we're good.
Yeah, we did.
No, just here, catch me up to speed. Can you repeat it? No, I'm kidding. I'm don't worry.
Offline modes, and we've actually talked about the things we actually think they did a great job with NHL 24 this year, like the presentation and the gameplay. It's just we understand for the online people that they feel that they've been short shifted, but at the same time, it's definitely a step in the right direction. But there are some things they need to change to make this probably the best game, and it's just not there yet.
I would actually argue against the presentation. So I was watching one Pez play Madden, and even so, like, there's so much stuff in this game that's just like broken still. So let me share a few things, and you might be like, okay, the infinite face-off loop. I know that only impacts people who are playing online, but it still happens, and they just don't fix it. There was a bug with like the different menus kicking you out. I encountered a bug where the game loaded, but all the assets didn't. So it was a black screen, but I could see where the players were, like the little circles under them.
I haven't had any of this happen.
And that was
Mostly
during an
online
online
stuff.
game.
It's all online
Franchises.
people. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
for the, it's for the
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into like franchise and stuff. Like, in terms of presentation, Be a Pro hasn't been changed at
So
all.
you mean for the creators of NHL 24 that play it online all the time, but literally dunk on the game 24 hours a day, the developers have decided to not fix problems for you because they don't want to hear you. They'd rather hear you complain and laugh at you. I think that's what I'm getting with.
So I don't know, because in the article I referenced 3 different creators, and they're all full time. They're all part of the EA Game Changer program,
I know.
and it's wild. Like, so it was interesting, and I was watching Thrash's video, Thrash94 Gaming, and he talked about like,
What did I call him, Pez?
You accidentally called him trash gaming.
oh god, I love him. He's
It was
so
a
good.
slip of the
I
tongue.
didn't mean to.
Boo, I love Thrash is fantastic. I love his videos.
Too. I
But,
watched the video. His video was right.
It was very good, and he was talking about things like the communication has been so good up until this point, and then it's like the game comes out and it's just silence. And I thought what was interesting is the 3 people I picked the quotes from, and again you can see them on our website 3dadsconsole.com. They were all in a video with the community manager and one of the developers talking about the first event, which people feel is disappointing, but it just goes to show they are not biased. Like, they're being promoted by EA, and yet they're still saying that they're not happy with it. And I thought that was a very interesting point for the argument, because a lot of times people are like, oh, why don't your game changer change the game? Or like, oh, EA's paying you and you unpack. So that's what, like, no, that's not the case. And those people are ignorant.
Well, hold on. Can I counterpoint this just a little bit?
No,
Just
because
tiny
it'll
bit.
poke holes in my opinion. So no.
Well, it's not. Your opinions are valid,
That's right.
but Pez said something while you were fixing your computer that it kind of resonated with me, because I kind of 100% agree with him. Every single he referenced a tweet from a friend of the show, Deke Slayer, saying the honeymoon was over. Every single year, the EA Game Change people and the NHL creators take hot dumps on this game 2 weeks after launch or a week after launch. Every single year, and then complain and complain and complain and complain all year long about the game that they won't stop playing, on how bad the game is of the game they won't stop playing. And yes, I understand that they create content for it, but at the same time, if you just actually stop playing, they would change something. But for them, they looked at the offline stuff and went, okay, that's what we're going to change, because you online guys are just going to play it anyways. As long as you're playing on stream, it doesn't matter.
Fair. I will say there are some creators. One, his name is Crofto, and he basically put his money where his mouth is. He's like, I'm not doing content for this year. Like, why would I? And plus he's got a little one too, so he's prioritizing anyway. But like, he's basically like, man, I'm glad I didn't start on this right now. He's like, it's not in good shape.
Which is interesting, because I'm actually really enjoying it for the first time in many years, and I think it has a lot to do with hot moments, because I do find them so much fun, especially like Pez, right before you do them, the little montage video they do, it's like, oh my god, it's so good, but I want more of them.
Mhm.
Like, the
want more.
rewards in my opinion aren't worth it compared to last year. And I feel like anytime you do something like that, you have to let people know well ahead of time this is how it's going to be, and you have to clearly explain it. The way, and they do. So I'm noticing a change, or a trend. This is a new team, and they are constantly making changes and not explaining them well. So like the hybrid control system, like they're not explaining why they took out hybrid or the total control. So they're making that change a drastic change. You have to ease into it. Like, you can't. It's about like change management. Like, and I started talking
hybrid
but, like,
control thing. I think you gotta you guys that are
I'm happy with it
on that hill. You gotta let that one go.
No. I like total controls. I'm not going back to hybrid.
You guys didn't know how to learn how to play video games. Like, honestly, like little babies. Hybrid.
Well, about hybrid, so a few things. I'm happy. I like total control. I'm not going back. But hybrid, one, is for people who don't have the time to, frankly, learn it, like a new control screen. Like, people don't just have 2 days off work like I did to play online. It's an accessibility thing too, because there are people who might have physical limitations to not like.
Yeah, but the total control actually is more accessible. According to the accessibility community, they're actually reviewing and saying total control is way better.
Are they? That's
Yeah.
excellent. Good. All right, because I thought that was one of the. I was talking about it with
No, definitely because it's now buttons, like especially for the hitting and stuff like that. Now that it's a button, that makes life so much easier, especially if you're
Hybrid was a
using one of
button.
those
Well,
accessibility controllers.
oh yeah, yeah.
Things being a button and not being a stick is way better.
But when you change something like that, when you say, okay, you used to play the game as A, now you have to play it as B. Why is there no middle? There's no stopgap. Like
No,
it should be A minus. Like it should be A1 and then B.
If you want the game to be better, don't they need to change it?
They do, but it has to be. It can't be drastic like that. And then same with
okay.
the but it
So
can't. Same with
it's
the
gonna take, like,
rewards.
5 years to actually make the game better because
No, the communication should have started 4 months ago, like it did with everything else. So like with the rewards, they waited until half an hour. Actually, they waited till 20 minutes before because they said show up in our stream at 4:30, and then they had a 10-minute countdown, which I think is frustrating.
Has the nicest Nikes I've ever seen.
But they waited until 20 minutes before the new event to talk about these collectibles. You had all summer. You have to give people warning so that they can be less resistant to the change. And it's not just in video games. Like it's like any sort of process change. Like this is what you do. You can't just dump something on someone and expect them to adopt it. You have to give them like time, explanation, reason, and you have to get them used to it before they start doing it. And that's why they're seeing such a negative reaction now. And it's not frankly, this is not like a video game problem. This is like an operations problem. And it's very obvious. And I don't mean to talk but like
I hope they do not go back
happens.
and listen to you guys and go back to the old way. Like next
I
year,
think that
just
they
be like,
should
all right, we'll just put out the other game that wasn't that fun, and you guys complained about it all the time instead of trying to change the game to be better. I hope they don't go back.
I don't mind change like this, but I think that like the whole collectible thing, I play this game a lot and I have no idea what they're talking about sometimes. And also too, like some of the people, like the game changers who are talking about this, they're like still trying to figure it out. Some of them, like they get like the news. Like that's why it's like just give people information. That's not a bad thing, and they did a great job with it. But then they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this thing's gonna basically change the structure of your rewards and the reason why you play." They like kind of slip that in.
Pez, I need to talk to you about because if we keep going, but we're gonna keep talking about NHL like way too much, and I appreciate it, but we've already done 23 minutes on NHL, and it's not even the thumbnail. I want to talk to you about the thumbnail, Pez, because that thing scares the living daylights out of me. So, and you are Captain Hollywood for all of Halloween for all of us here. Oh my God, we can actually see him. XSplit VCam. This is getting R-rated.
Yeah, they don't pay me. Here we go.
Oh God, for all of us here, you are the Halloween expert, I would say, from the Three Dads.
Thank you.
So, fill us in on your spooky games, Pez.
So, well, I wanted to. Guys, it's Halloween season. And when people think of Halloween season, they think of scary games. So what I wanted to do was find out from the team as Waba popped in and out. That's why I just left his logo on the screen at youtube.com/.
I'm staying like this. You just have to see the watermark. I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's cropped out. We can't see it.
Good, they don't pay us. I don't want it on here.
So I wanted to talk about some like everyone's favorite scary games, and I am not a scary games player.
What's your favorite scary movie?
My favorite scary movie that's a good question. You know what? That'll be a topic for next time. But I have two favorite scary games. The first is the thumbnail that you're looking at, Mortuary Assistant, the most terrifying game I have ever played. For those that aren't aware, on my Twitch channel, we do, it's like a every 6-month thing called Scare Pez. And what Scare Pez is, because I am a wuss when it comes to scary games, is it's all horror alerts, horror themed, everything. Makes me jump, makes me yell. It's scary. So I decided, hey, we're going to play. The first time we played Resident Evil 7. Second time we played Phasmophobia. I played it by myself. Third time I played Mortuary Assistant. Now, Mortuary Assistant, you work in a morgue. You are a mortuary assistant, and your job is to do basically you come in, you get called in. Court, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fix it.
You get called in, to work, and it eventually becomes a horror game. Now, during this time when you're working, you're doing stuff a mortuary, like a mortician would do. You are draining the blood from the dead body. You are removing their teeth, sewing up their mouth. It is terrifying. It is so scary. And as you're playing this, what was
What just happened? Why am I freezing now?
Stop.
Okay, we're good.
Can you guys? Well, no. Now you're coming in from a different mic. You guys need to stop playing with stuff
Okay, sorry.
on the live
I
show.
didn't- Okay, to be fair, I didn't do anything. The computer said, "You're updating now, idiot," and I said, "I don't want to," and it said, "Tough."
Hold
You're
on, we good now?
busy.
Yes. Now
Am I
we're good.
better?
Yes.
Sorry, my mic went up all the way out for some reason.
So you play this mortician's assistant, and as you're going in, you like uncover this whole like demonologist pact that's going on, and like the creature on this in our thumbnail is like the scary is there to make you jump. As you like turn a corner, it'll pop its head in, it'll pop its head out. It'll as you're like walking by a window, it'll just be like in the corner, and when you turn around, it's gone. Like it's not, some of it is very jump scary, but in the beginning, it's a slow burn to major jump scares. And it was so scary that after 2 hours of playing, like I beat it and I got the correct ending. After I beat it, I went to bed. I was so tired of just jumping and being scared that I went to bed. So if
You
you
bit of a
like
baby on that
scary
one?
games, I 1000% recommend Mortuary Assistant. It is I think it's a PC only game. I don't know if it's on console. It is indie game. So shout out to indie developers everywhere. And then my second favorite is a game that Waba I believe has also played, and that would be Alien Isolation.
Okay, that game is not even fair. That game is just way too scary.
That game is also incredibly terrifying. So yeah, those are my two favorite games, with my number one being a game that scared the pants off me, which is Mortuary Assistant. So gentlemen, in the guise of
I'll
October,
go next because Waba's like.
Waba's
we
gonna
all
pick
know
like
it's
Man of Medine or whatever it's called.
Man of Medan.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't play a lot of scary games. I do like scary movies. I love my Nightmare on Elm Street and the Friday the 13th. For some reason I
Classics.
get a kick out of those movies because they're just so, to me, stupid, like Fright Night and stuff. Like
Mhm.
in the 80s and the 90s, we got some funny horror movies that were trying to be scary, but they're just not.
For sure.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I just saw it for the first time.
And
They're coming out with a game.
it
Get
is
ready.
a classic that I really
Can't
love.
wait.
But for me, I love Dead Space and BioShock, and I think they're considered horror games. BioShock for sure. BioShock
Dead
when
Space,
it first came out,
definitely.
yeah, BioShock for sure is I think if BioShock was a TV show, it would be the scariest show. They
Mhm.
could do such a good job of like almost doing like a Twin Peaks with it, you know what I mean, Pez? Like doing
Mhm.
some ambiance with it and making it really scary. But I really loved BioShock. BioShock was one of those games where I didn't think it was a scary game until you go into the theater to see Arthur Cohen and they turn the lights out and then the lights go on and there's all these enemies running at you. It's like, oh my God, what just happened?
Yep.
So and then Dead Space because of the whole, you know, crazy things that are jumping out from the ceiling and stuff like that. Jump scares the living daylights out of me. I want to give an honorable mention to like The Last of Us because it technically is a scary game, but I think it is way more to it. It's almost like it's a scary game that you don't even realize is scary because you're so entwined with the story,
Mhm.
unless your name is Pez. And then all-time favorite game that has to do with supposedly scary things, the originator, Ghosts and Goblins. That is the greatest thing ever.
Ooh.
It's technically the 8-bit scary game, but it is amazing. It's amazing.
What a pain that game was. You had to beat it twice. What a horrible idea.
So nice you beat it. Beat the game twice.
Ugh. Waba, Mr. Scaredy Pants himself.
I have two, so I don't play scary games. Like I played later. Like it's just the only times I play scary games typically are when people pay me for it.
Fair.
So let's just keep that in mind. Okay, we're on the same page. Let's level set. First one, Until Dawn. So you guys were close with Man of Medan. Until Dawn kind of started it all because I love like the choices. It's not like, oh, I have to run around and do this and do that. Like, no, it's like, oh, I'm gonna tell this person where to go, and it's more of like an interactive story. Yes, there's some walking around, but the scary bits are really, you know, like you go left, you go right, and it's got Hayden Panettiere in it, by Supermassive Games, and I think this is what kicked off their like big success with everything they're doing now. It was the first time I swore on stream, and it was because a little raccoon jumped out of a and that was in the beginning of the game. It was like under a sink, and that
Nice.
got me, and then the rest destroyed me. Until Dawn was great, and the others for you guys, you heard me talk about this. There might be some new folks who haven't. Eternal Darkness. It was a GameCube game. We had the pleasure. So we through Bruins Twitter and just fun things, we actually got to talk to Kevin Gordon, who like worked on that game. which is great. And I was like fanboying a lot because that game was for GameCube. I never finished it because it was too scary, but it wasn't like jump scares or anything. But as you were near the bad guys, and there were like different phases, like
Bobby,
you
you
would.
should re-interview him for the webpage and do a
Oh,
Reddit
I would
article about
actually
it.
love to do
Halloween
that.
theme.
I
Just saying.
I'm going to Kevin. Please, slide into my DMs. No, I'll just reach out to you. But it raised your sanity meter, and so or insanity meter. And what would happen would be like things would happen to the game. So things might get wobbly. You might hear voices like talking, and this was scary on CRT TVs. And then what happened once? I remember there was a fly that you thought was on the screen, so I tried to like grab it, but it's part of the game. And the worst part, the part that I think got me to turn it off, was all of a sudden much like my computer just did, the TV would just turned off, and then it said video 2 in the top right, which is
No
for
way.
young kids. We had to plug it into a different video source in these TVs, and I was like, oh my god, like what happened? Did my GameCube break? And then it resumed, and it's like, oh, and I'm like, that it blended, it like broke the fourth wall. In a way that I thought was really creative, especially out of a GameCube game in that era. I feel like it's very tough to do horror like that. Like you have Resident Evil, you have creepy things, you've got jump scares, but this was like existential, and I never went back because I think I should, but I think it'll get me. So anyway, Eternal Darkness, love that game, very good. And I know I've talked about it before, but like I think it deserves it because I think that was one of our earlier episodes. So do yourself a favor, find it somehow, and try it out, or at least watch some videos on it, because it's a great game.
Can I give one more runner up that just popped into my head? A game called Demonologist. So it is, excuse me, it is like a version of Phasmophobia on steroids. So for those that have never played Demonologist or Phasmophobia, you're a ghost hunter and you go into these houses with up to 3 other players. And your job is to find out what type of like ghost this is, and then do objectives. So to find out what the ghost is, you have to use like a speaker box and get it to talk to you. You have to use an EMF reader and get it to like level 5, or see if it'll like write in a journal, or see if it'll like blow a candle out and do all these things. The thing about Demonologist is as your sanity meter drops, the ghost will do not only like in Phasmophobia, the ghost will sing while you're like in the house. So it sings, in Demonologist, it'll sing, it'll laugh, it'll whisper in your ears.
Oh.
There are jump scares in the maps that are not tied to the ghost. So you could be like looking at a thing and it's haunted and a jump scare comes up, and it is super terrifying. It's very scary. I actually played it last night for 2 Crew. It was terrifying. And it was because we were doing our Scary Tuesday games. And so I'm putting that one on the list because it is enjoyable, but it got me a few times. There were a few squeals in there. But again, looking for a game, check out Mortuary Assistant. Terrifying.
Can I share scary games I don't like, and not because I want to put games down, but it's games that try to be too much. Like they go for like the gore part, and I'm thinking of 2 recently. I think it's called like Scorn and Agony. You know what I mean? It's like over the top, just gross. Like
yeah.
Like I feel like Doom, like the game plays like Doom, but they're trying to like gross you out. And I feel like I don't know if it has a desired effect. I don't know if they're trying to be horror, but when these types of games are marketed, I feel like they're marketed as horror. Like I feel like they're. I'm not saying they're bad games. I'm just saying they're not good scary games.
Yeah, they're like,
and that they should be like
gore.
Doom.
They're like gory games. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they get like 6 out of 10s, and people are like, oh, like don't let your kids be in the same city as this because it's gonna, it's gonna scar them.
It'll ruin.
But I just, I remember seeing that because I was like, oh god, like that looks worse. I still wouldn't play because I'd probably be too spooked. But
spooky time. Speaking of things that are spooky, our friend Court has played the Call of Duty beta.
Honestly, you say that, and at first I was like, where's he going with this? And I have to say this. I haven't played a Call of Duty game in years. I'm talking about online. I have played the campaign. I haven't played online in years. And, thanks to my friends over at Activision, I was able to get into the beta. And I have to say this, it had my heart rate going. Like, it had me going. Now, I know they're supposed to be getting rid of cheaters and such, but I did clip it. I was in a wall, like in the other side of a room, and I watched the replay, and this guy was able to like find me through the wall and shoot me the whole way. Because I do know that you're playing with it. It says it's for PS5, but I've even talked to people that I know that are like, yeah, like people cheat like crazy in Call of Duty, and that's one of the reasons I left. So I'm not sure if the person did. I clipped it and I was gonna share it online, like, whatever. But I had a good time. I played about 4 matches and I wasn't absolutely trash. I was using my DualSense Edge, and I did think that it gave me a tiny bit of an advantage. I was able to change on the back of the triggers.
Yep.
You can actually change the sensitivity of the triggers. So I
Mm.
had it so that I pretty much just had to touch it and it was shooting my gun. I thought that helped me immensely because one of the biggest things has happened is I've gotten to become an older gamer. Is my reflexes aren't as great. So when I'm like turning a corner and such, I'm getting destroyed. But I was able to, once I changed the sensitivity on the triggers, I was able to just walk around corners and actually do better at the game. I did find it to be more fast paced and a lot more fun. I don't like when when they were getting too futuristic with the weapons and such. And it's more modern, but I was having a lot more fun in the multiplayer and I wasn't getting destroyed. And also, I was able to just mute everybody so I didn't have to hear them all like talking and
Oh,
one of the
Yes.
things about Call of Duty that I can't stand is the smack talking in between the
The
lobbies and
players.
such. The players are just they say some
brutal.
terrible things.
Oh
Brutal.
yes. Some things never change.
But speaking of things that never change, Call of Duty is the best first person shooter there is. I don't think anything can top it. The way you control, the way you shoot the guns, everything just feels right.
Mhm.
And I don't you could pick it up and just start playing it again and it feels like you have never left. It took me like after like the second match, I was already like, getting 4 kill streaks and stuff. I was just like, all right, I guess I'm back into Call of Duty. Like, I really think I want to play it this year because I spent my year in gaming, as you know, playing like Final Fantasy, trying all these JRPGs and all these RPGs and all these other type of games that are usually not my thing. It's not that I don't like RPGs because I do. It's just these weeb ones I'm just not a big fan of. Yeah, I said it.
Excuse me.
I'm usually not a fan of, but hopping into NHL this year and finishing Assassin's Creed, I'm like, you know what? I need to go back and play the games I used to love. I used to play Call of Duty all the time, and I just was like, "Oh, I don't have time for it." It's that game that
Yeah.
sucks the life out of me. I think I do need that game where I can just go to and hop in and play a couple matches and then hop out. And I think Call of Duty is going to be my game this year. And I would say to people that haven't played it in a long time, just hop in, man. It's kind of fun. I can't believe it. And you can play Warzone. It's free.
I
I
love
think the single
Warzone.
player for Call of Duty is amazing. Like,
Yes.
I hate to
agree.
say, like, you know what? I know some people
One
like,
hate
oh,
to say it,
whatever.
campaigns are amazing.
Yeah, the
They're
campaigns
fantastic.
are excellent.
Like the Modern Warfare 2 one, the Modern Warfare 2 one again. Shout out! I gotta want to give away Dapper's channel actually for 2, and it's just going back. It's like these stories were so good, and then when they remaster them, like you said, the gameplay is fantastic. Like they've mastered the gameplay. So like now you're adding in everything they've learned since the game initially came out to now. So it just feels great. Plus you have the story that I think is actually like it holds up really well. And I hope they continue to remaster these things. And I know, like, it's like, oh man, like, don't you want them to do something new? No. Like, I want World at War. Even, and I say this, I'll say this with my whole chest. Advanced Warfare is my favorite Call of Duty game. Actually, World at War is. But Advanced Warfare is up there. The one with Jon Snow,
World at
whatever
War
his
is the
real
best.
name is. World at War is very good. Plus, they got, like,
Mind you,
Gary
it
Oldman and
doesn't
Kiefer
hold up.
Sutherland.
I went back and played it on the Xbox Series X because you could backwards compatible. World at War is really bad.
No, they got the voice acting they put up for that.
It doesn't
Sam
matter.
Worthington.
Gameplay is absolutely terrible.
Good.
I mean, it's
Remaster it.
20 years old.
Remaster it.
100%. I'm saying remaster. Like, I would love if they went back. People talk about this on the internet all the time. I am a fan of remasters. Go back and remaster all the games. Give me all the Infamous again.
Yes.
Give me all the Call of Duties again, especially the World War II ones, the original ones. I want that mission. Do you remember that mission where you had the sniper in the bell tower, just like it was almost like in Saving Private Ryan, and you had to go around and get to him to go up to the top?
Mhm.
Please let me play that mission again, but in better looking. Like, I want to play the mission again.
World at War had a online mode. They didn't bring back Cold War, and it's basically like you guys are pushing against each other. Like you have to capture a checkpoint to then get to the next. It's kind of like Battlefield a little bit, but on a smaller scale.
Mhm.
And I remember I made my text message tone when Gary Oldman's team was chanting "Oorah," so it was a gradual "Oorah, Oorah."
Nice.
It's every time I got a text, which surprisingly in high school was a lot. My phone would just start screaming at me.
People texted you?
They
I don't
don't
believe it.
anymore, thank God.
It's
So
just-
I nipped
it's
that one
just
right in
us.
the butt. I fixed that up. They
Poor-
go, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "I don't want to speak to you anymore."
Poor Queen was like, I can never watch Gary Oldman ever again.
Easy peasy. But yeah, the Jon Snow one was great. It's just they do good. So
Plus, you know
I'm
what
glad
made
to hear the beta's doing well.
you know what made World at War amazing? Bouncing Betties. They were such a game changer because like it wasn't really like mines weren't really like a thing yet. And Bouncing Betties, man, you plant that thing and you sucker some dude around the corner and it blows him up.
Dude,
and
it's like proximity mines and
was-
GoldenEye.
yeah, it was so satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
I
Dude,
loved
like
I
I
loved
said,
World at War.
I was able to go through and like just sit there and camp and kill people, and I was like, oh, I'm back. I can it's great.
Court was
No
back
more
calling
like
them
jumping and
calling them
wall.
Game
Like
Awards.
everybody's always like, oh, I love it with the wall riding. I don't want any of that garbage.
No.
I don't want that garbage.
No.
Get that out of my game. That's Titanfall.
The
Hopefully
only
we're
thing
getting
I
another one.
really want that I'm glad they kept is like a slide. I'm cool with like a slide shot.
Yep,
I'm cool
same.
with that, but I don't want to run on the wall. I don't care about any of that. By the way, EA, bring back Titanfall. I know you're never gonna.
Oh, dude, did you not see what is on the internet?
No.
Excuse me?
Titanfall 3 coming?
Yeah.
What? Nani?
So
Remaster?
there's a leak trailer. Well, I would call it a leak. I shouldn't say it's a leak. I
It's
don't think it's a
exclusive.
leak.
Would you say it's a
'cause
dribble?
out there. It's supposedly that we're getting Titanfall 3, but like someone from Respawn put out this trailer, and it's just I don't know, man. It
Oh,
makes
man.
everybody think Titanfall 3 is coming.
You know what? I'll believe it when I see it. I feel duped already. Feel duped already. Titanfall 2, great story and great multiplayer.
Agreed.
So much fun. So much fun, man. Oh, Titanfall 2. What a great game.
Speaking of great games, I've been playing a game with Emma, and she is having a blast. So we've been playing 2 games. One, from our friends over at Outright.
Shout
We
out
have
Outright.
almost
Shout right
platinumed-
games.
We have almost platinumed Rainbow High, but I have my gripes about the game. She doesn't have a gripe about the game. I think she does, but she's not really griping as much as me. There's no map. So you're the characters, and don't ask me who they are because my daughter does. She
Pinky,
knows- she
Winky,
knows
and
them by
Tinky?
name. I have no clue who these little girls are, but you're these girls in high school, and you're going through, and you're going to different art classes, and you're doing different mini games, and there's all these different activities you can do while you're going through the world, and it keeps my daughter busy, and she seems to be having a blast with it. But every now and then it'll be like, go to this class and go see so and so, and it's in the main hall. And I'm like, there's like 15 doors in the main hall. Like, where in the main hall? And my daughter's like, oh, I just go to every door until I figure it out. I'm like, well, no, that's not how this
Exhausting.
should happen. You know, you can get these special locker codes that you can unlock things, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, man, just give me a map. So as a parent, Outright, put a map in so that I don't have to keep coming and helping my daughter every 2 seconds to find this new room. That's all I ask about this game. But Paw Patrol World, that game is great.
Yup.
And it's 2-player. So my daughter and I have been playing it together, and I've noticed that a lot with the newer Outright games. They've got a lot of 2 players in them. And this game we've been playing together. So she's always usually Sky, and I'm usually always Chases on the case because obviously he's the best. But
Rubble on the double.
Oh my
I
god.
don't
Get
know.
out of
Let me
here
hear
with
that
your
blast from a Baz!
get out of here with your pro rebel talk. That dog needs to go to the pound. I'm saying it.
But
I can't believe
you
it.
have to use you do have to use the different characters for different activities, which I do like, and the changeability and how easy it is to change to the characters and the open world maps. It's not like you're stuck in there forever. It wasn't. I think it took us maybe just over an hour to finish Adventure Bay, and then we got to go to the next biome, as we'll call it.
Biome.
And I do like the little activities they're all around because they're easy for her to do, and they're not as challenging as some games make it out to be. And once again, there is a map, and you can use your pup pad to find out where
Beautiful.
you need to go, and they give you a little arrow so you can follow it. They have all the voice actors in there. It's a lot of fun, and she's really enjoying her time with it. So I would say to everybody listening, Paw Patrol is fun, and there's a ton to do. Plus, you can play with your kid. And like to me, that's huge. As long as I can play with my kiddo when she's playing these games, first, it builds up her confidence. And second, it makes me happy because I get to spend time with her.
My favorite part about that game, and I know I talked about it when the game had come out, was the camera. I find the camera to be very challenging with 2-stick. For us, it's very natural to move with the left and swing the camera with the right. So this doesn't have that, and it screwed me up in the beginning. But then when I thought about it, so when you face a certain way, the camera will follow you. So the kids don't have to worry about mastering that 2-stick system. They just need to go where they want to go, and the camera will actually adjust to where they're looking. And I think that's really good. So, and I only noticed it too because I was struggling with it because I'm like, I can't find what I want, but I'm thinking like I need to take a step back physically, like and think about like, okay, I'm a kid, I'm just learning this stuff, and yeah, it was fun, and my daughter had fun too. It's not a phase, Mom, but yeah, I agree with you. I mean, Paw Patrol, excellent, and then we played the game again. My daughter, like I always say, I tell my daughter, I'm like, hey, you know those people with the ball pit, because that's how she knows outright. I'm like, they want you to play this game. And she's like, oh, me? I'm like, yeah, they want you to play it before it comes out tomorrow. And then she like freaks out. And then we went to see the movie and she was telling her friends. She's like, I got to play the Paw Patrol game.
Waba. She wasn't telling her friends, and she shouldn't tell her friends that.
No, it was after the game had come out.
Okay.
She said, I got to play the Paw Patrol game. And they're like, what? So
I have to literally have that conversation with my daughter. Like today, for that game that we've been playing, I'm like,
yeah,
nope, you're not playing this game. Because she's like, can we play it? Can we play it? Can we play it? I'm like, all right, fine. But you can't tell anybody. And she comes home from school today. She was like so proud of herself. She's like, Daddy, I said nothing. I was like,
yes, let's go.
Thank you.
No, we it was great that the game released alongside of the movie because she wanted to go see the movie with her friends. Also, weird thing about Paw Patrol, we don't watch it at home. But somehow these kids go to daycare and then they all talk about the different shows they watch and they all come back with all the knowledge. So I know everything about Paw Patrol. I haven't seen a lick of it.
Dude, that's like Roblox. My daughter plays way too much of that.
Dude, Roblox is just
Roblox is the hype, dog. My 12-year-old crushes Roblox. She loves
that game, dude.
I hate it
too. It doesn't make any sense. It looks so primitive.
I hate it too. It's the most popular game in the world.
Remember when they went public?
Yeah, they went public.
You can buy Robux?
Dude, the IPO is like probably real. You know what? I'm gonna see how much the stock is worth as I talk about.
It was so stupid.
As I talk about how insane Roblox is, dude. My kid loves it. My niece and nephew love it. Like and all three of them play together, and they're on FaceTime together, and they'll just like be playing Bloxburg or whatever the silly games are. It just none of it makes sense to me. This is like our boomer moment where we're just like Roblox makes no sense to us, but everyone's playing, and it's coming to the PS5.
Why, dude? Stop! If my daughter ever wants to play Roblox, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna go to the video game store and you can buy whatever you want.
What do you mean?
Don't care anything else.
First off, Roblox stock is $31 a share.
What did it open at? There's no way it opened at.
It is currently right now $31 a share. I don't know what it opened at, but
it's going up.
Hit the button. I want to see. Hit the button all the way to the right.
See that thing? It was going up.
It doesn't matter if it's going up. If it starts higher than 31, it went down.
No, it hasn't.
Jesus Christ!
Dude. I mean, think about it. It is the most popular game being played. It's being played by like 60 million people, and they're all buying Roblox.
Come on. Okay, so this is in the height of the NFT thing. It opened at 64.5. This is what I mean, dude. The fact that it's at 34, stocks go. I mean, it's never a loss if you don't sell. But I'm telling you, it's at 50%. I knew because it opened at the 50 when NFTs were a thing. When this GameStop thing went, brrr. And then these people stuck holding the bag at 34.5. I knew it.
Yeah, but I mean, still, it's higher than my.
FaZe Clan is going out of business from their IPO,
Roblox
so they can,
is higher than my Nintendo.
FaZe Clan is going out of business because half those people are degenerate losers.
Yeah,
come on,
True.
have you not seen?
Suck it, Jersey
Have you not
Mikes.
seen half those creators? They're either like racist people or they're doing like terrible things to women. Those guys are degenerate losers.
And-
Thank God they're going out.
Speaking
Oh,
of
I'm not saying
degenerate,
they're not, but it's
speaking of degenerate losers, you know who partnered with them? The New York Islanders. Get wrecked.
oh no.
They did first.
Oh no.
Oh no, Bo Horvath.
I didn't even understand how FaZe Clan was even popular. Like I didn't even know who they were.
I
And
have
then
no
all of a
idea.
sudden, all the like I'm watching Phil Franco and they were doing all this bad stuff, and I'm like, who are these guys? And I start looking up and I'm watching some of their streams. I'm like, they're just like
The
trying to
goobers,
be
man.
spitting chiclets, but not funny.
I saw a video of them going into a GameStop being like, "Oh, this is where I started." And they're like, "What up? What up?" And nobody recognized them. They're trying to get clout in a mall GameStop.
I wouldn't know.
It's like,
I
who
wouldn't
are you?
know FaZe Clan if they dropped off my Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee in 2 years when they dissolve.
Arnar.
Oh no, Bo Horvath.
The fact that Bo Horvath's name does not work in Australia.
And
Bar.
I don't know why I'm
Sorry, we've been
obsessed.
on a kick.
We've been ever since the Bluey game got announced. Bob and I have been on an Arnar kick.
Look at
Dude,
coming to a
Can we
flower
talk
stop.
about how that game comes out like 3 days before my daughter's birthday?
I can't
and
wait.
She's so excited about that game.
I
She's like,
can't
"Daddy,
wait for
we're
the
gonna-
Bluey
we're
game."
gonna
I love
play
that.
game."
Did you see the Bluey official channels now are actually like posting about it? Like choose
Oh,
your
yeah.
like they did on Facebook, they did on Twitter.
Yeah,
This is
it's all over
crazy.
their TikTok too.
It's excellent because obviously we love Outright. You know, we talk about it almost every channel because they're always doing
But we
something
love
fun.
Bluey too, though. Like, let's be honest here.
True.
Everyone loves Bluey, dude.
If you go to youtube.com/3dads on a console, you can watch the Dad season 1 Bluey in review.
Oh, that was a fun episode. We should go
Yeah,
back
we
and
should
do
do
too.
this season 2. We haven't. Yeah. Well, it's almost a little too late, but you know what? Yeah.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never
Too late.
I just want to be. I want to be Nana Muffin on a scooter, and I just want
You
to.
already are. What are you
Dude,
talking
Muffin
about?
Is the greatest. Hold on. Is Muffin not the greatest character on the TV show by far?
I
And-
used to think Muffin was a little poop, but the more episodes they're in, they've developed her, and now she is just
Dude,
And
the
we are-
good.
episode where she's getting sleep deprived is one of my favorite episodes ever.
And we already know she's going to be in the game. They say in the trailer, go into the park with Muffin. Well, like to hang
she
out
go?
with Muffin.
Yeah, but I want to
You
be
can't
Muffin.
see
As,
it.
like, I want to be Muffin as like Muffin
playable-
who only wants to be a ballerina, or Muffin as
Grandma,
I want to be
Gammy
or Muffin
Muffin.
when she realizes she's not special. That's also one of my favorite episodes when she's just like, "I'm special," and then the dad's like, "All right, Muffin, you're not special." She's like, "I'm not special."
Yeah, it's like,
She's
"Oh,
so
okay."
excited. I'm like, "This is the best."
Can
Or
I
when
tell
she's
you-
running around with the phone and she won't give it back and it falls off the cliff.
Can I tell you-
the balcony?
Oh my
sorry.
gosh! Yeah, the facey time.
Yeah,
Can I
so
tell you a
good.
baller thing about the guy that plays Bandit? He was in a band in
I saw
Australia,
this.
and when you listen to his songs, all you can hear is Bandit singing. It's wild stuff, dude. It's wild. But he was in like a
saw-
semi-popular
Punk band.
R&R punk band.
Honestly, that would probably be my kind of music.
It was crazy. It was craziness.
What was it called?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Just look it up, dude.
What if it was
You know,
the
it's
Bandits?
It's all. It was just got all over the internet. Someone put it on TikTok, and now it's like a thing.
Yeah, R&R and the Barn Darts.
I'm sorry, anyone from Australia, we love you, but it's
Yeah,
a
all one of
simple
you in
joke.
Australia that listen, don't worry about it. You were once British
Do
prisoners.
we have one person in Australia?
I don't
Not
know.
anymore. Not after last episode.
Hey, my question for you two and the
Yeah.
audience listening: how is my new mic? Is
It's
it
great.
better than my old mic?
Great. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
Oh,
I gotta figure out my camera though. My camera's just driving me crazy.
I mean, at least you
Driving
don't
me
have.
crazy.
At least you don't have XSplit VCam backwards on your camera.
It's all right. We can't see it, so we're all good.
Good. Yeah. Like I said, they don't pay us.
Dude, we've
Um,
literally blocked you from the world. Like no one on YouTube can see you. They can just hear you.
Oh, thank God. It's
No,
about
they can
time.
see him again. I pulled.
Oh,
I pulled the
God, I'm
logo off.
sorry.
Now we've
I'm
just lost
sorry,
that one
YouTube.
viewer.
I pulled the
Yeah,
logo off.
Go, but now you can go read at www.3dadsconsole.com.
.com.
Any
And also,
final?
if you go on our
quick-
Twitter, we're giving away a copy to the Grinch from our good friends over at Outright Games, a Christmas adventure. So you can go over to our Twitter account, and we'll put it in the show notes. And you can enter at a contest to win the game. I'm giving one away. Waba's giving one away, and our Twitter account is giving one away.
So there's a lot of chances to win. So check it out.
I'm not giving
And,
one away because I'm a Grinch.
Seriously,
Boom.
I was gonna say it, but I was just like
I'm
waiting.
living the meme. The
Pez
meme
did the
dream.
mocap for this game because he's
That's
just
right.
such a crumb bum.
Could be
They're
the
like, "Hey,
Grinch.
can you let?" They're like, he's like, okay, we need someone just to look really angry. And Pez walks in, like, perfect. And he's
They're like, you.
I didn't do anything yet.
They're like, go outside and yell at a bunch of kids. So I just go outside and I'm like, "Oh, get off my lawn," and I shake my fist at them. So when you do that in the game, that was me.
We're getting a lot of good response, and one, that's great, obviously for us, but two, it's great to see again our partners' games getting a lot of good attention. So shout out to Outright, thank you for making
Dude,
it
Outright's
possible.
on fire right now. Just
A lot of
releasing
buzz.
game after game after game after game right now.
Outright
Just
Games
wait.
is buzzing.
Just wait till Bluey season.
Oh man, Bluey season is gonna be the jam sandwich.
And for the
Someone's-
listeners, we'll
My
have
beans.
next week on the show. I'll have we'll have our thoughts about The Grinch: A Christmas Adventure.
Is he a mean one?
Well, it's
Allegedly.
There's only way to
it's
find
just
out.
The Grinch.
I had to explain to my daughter's like, is the Grinch a bad guy or a good guy? And I was like,
And you say yes.
well, no, here's the thing.
Yes.
He's kind of just chilling, doing his thing,
Chilling
and
like
his
a
neighbors
villain.
are making a lot of noise,
He is not
So is
chilling.
you?
He is brooding at the top of that cliff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
dude,
know he's
a
looking
villain.
for. I know he's like the Karen HOA leader looking for a reason.
1000%. No one would
But at
look
the
at.
same time, he's within. His...
I'm sorry. If HOA Karen came down and she was like, "Hey, you're making too much noise," you wouldn't be like, "All right, Karen, I apologize." You'd say, "You know what, Karen, get out of here. I'm in my own domicile. You go
He's-
away."
He's just.
He looked
He developed.
no. He looked down into a place he doesn't live. It was like they need to shut up. I'm gonna steal all their Christmas gifts, and I am upset. He doesn't even live there. He lives on the mountain. He lives far away. He's not even part of this
He doesn't live
community.
in Whoville. He lives outside of Whoville.
Yeah, he lives in Booville, right outside of Whoville, and he's looking into Whoville like, look at these little brats, happy and singing and cheery, and he is just a mean Grinch.
Whoville.
The
Yo,
mayor
Max is
of
a home- Max is a
Booville.
Hobie, though.
The mayor of Booville.
So you know
Yo,
what?
Shout out Max.
Retcon everything you told your daughter because you lied. He is a bad Grinch. They say he sees the light, but I don't
My
believe
daughter
it.
loves the movie The Grinch.
His
She
I-
heart
actually
grew
loves
3
it.
times that day, Pez.
That is
Okay.
that is a medical emergency. if
I'm
that
sorry, you a
happens.
doctor? Are you giving medical advice now?
So, question to you guys: do
It's
you
an
like
enlarged
the-
heart, but it was so
that's
small
enough, Robert.
before.
You've gone on the thing. Do you guys like the Benedict Cumberbatch version or the Jim Carrey version?
Wait, what? Benedict Cumberbatch was the Grinch?
I
Yeah,
like
the
the
cartoon.
original 1968 version.
Really? Yeah, my daughter doesn't like that one or the Jim Carrey one. She only likes the Benedict
Oh.
Cumberbatch one.
My
I like Jim Carrey.
yeah, my daughter likes
He's too scary in that.
my daughter
No.
likes the Benedict Cumberbatch version.
Yeah, it's got the good soundtrack too.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, or it was, but it came out maybe like 4 years
Pasta.
ago. Pasta scored. Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
My fantasy
Good, I
hockey
need
team
to
is crushing it.
I Oh, it's animated. I
Yeah.
don't know if I've seen this one.
Would you? Could you picture stupid Doctor Strange dressing up as the Grinch? Because I can't. So it has to be animated
Stupid
with his
But he
mug.
does a good job. I'm sorry, the movie's very good.
Yeah,
He's
the
got an
movie is good.
interesting. He's got an interesting face. I think they could
Lucic got
pull
an
it off.
assist there. While I was getting
Ugh,
all
what a
crazy.
horrible.
Are you
what a-
telling me that Trent Frederick has the first goal of the season and Lucic has an assist?
First off, he
Yeah.
had a point.
Hez is just mad because the gritty players.
Oh
are
my
getting in
god!
there.
If
They
I
got
have
the
to listen to
intangibles.
if I have to listen to one more Bostonian go, oh my god, Milan Lucic is back, I'm gonna jump off that
Oh, I love how
Tobin
you call him
bridge.
Lucic. That- I
'Cause
love
that's what
that.
they
It's so
call him.
That's
awesome,
what they say in their
That's what they
froggy
call
voice.
him. They go, ah, it's Milan Lucic.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm like,
Milan Lukic.
I'm like, dude, he's played in the city for like a million years. He's
But why
you know
is
his
Past
last
on a
name
line with Lucic? Like
What-
because
Jim Montgomery
Wait,
because Jim Montgomery had too many slush puppies before the game, and he's on a
and
sugar
then he's
high
got a
right
line
now.
of JVR, Frederick, and Port. How do you say it?
It's
Astra.
Portois. No, it's
No.
Portray.
Portray?
No, it's
Port-
not. It's not.
Matthew. I call him by his first name.
I saw Ty Anderson put it out. How you say it?
Yeah, it was like Portray or something.
I asked in my
Portras.
chat. I got 3 different ansers.
I'm just gonna call him
Pez said
Portois.
one.
No
Your
one can
chat
tell
is-
me anything.
Just
Matt,
straight.
Mike from
not
Woburn
worth
said
it.
one thing. That's true. They don't. I mean, half of them are. was gonna say half are
They're
finished, but they
degenerates,
probably know
man.
things.
They
better than
don't
me.
know what they're talking about.
It doesn't
So
matter.
any final thoughts from the fellas before
No, it's
we
a
say
hockey
goodbye to
game's
the
on, dude.
folks?
The final thought is it's hockey season now. So anytime the Bruins are playing on a Wednesday and we're going to be doing this show, we're going to be watching the hockey game.
So you should watch along with us. Become Bruins fans if you're not, and if you're a
Dude,
Montreal
seriously.
fan,
All right. Also, the Las Vegas
kick
Golden
rocks.
Knights. They're good. I'm going to go to Vegas this year. I'm going to a game in January.
Dude, the
Oh,
Rings
again.
slap
Against
That place looks so.
the Arizona Coyotes.
Boston Bruins
Ooh,
in Vegas.
get wrecked.
What jersey are you gonna wear?
Are you gonna wear a half Knights, half Bruins Kessel
If
jersey?
I told you what, so to be totally honest, I'm 100% wearing a Vegas Golden Knights
Oh,
shirt.
gotta rock the Bobby L jersey.
No, I'm definitely wearing the Vegas Golden Knights stuff.
Why aren't you wearing
But
Trent Frederick jersey?
if we can get media passes for PAX East, I think I'm gonna come to Boston and we'll go to a game.
Let's go, Pax. You heard him. You heard him, Penny Arcade. Make it happen.
All right, that's it. We're getting media passes. Everybody has to tweet at who?
At PAX East, just tweet horrible things to them.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What are the dates for PAX East? What are the dates for PAX East?
We don't know,
Uh,
but typically it's in March, April.
yeah.
No, it's typically right around St. Patty's Day.
They've moved it the weekend
moved
after
it.
usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
you
used
don't
to
want to
so
be in
good, it was,
Boston.
perfect timing.
You don't want to be in Boston during St. Patrick's Day.
I used to do it every year, and I think it's the greatest time of my life. So, Waba, you just don't like having fun.
Waba, I'll drag Waba around.
Yes.
Just I will
don't-
make me and Big Duke drag him around. We overpower him.
Honestly, I would think I was such a baller if I walked around with my two giant bodyguards. I'd be like, "We're getting in here," and they'd be like, "You have to pay." I'd be like, "They don't believe we do," and then I'd let you guys deal with it.
It'd probably be some degenerate we knew. Hey,
Actually,
Sully, let me and my buddies through. They'd be like, all right, Greg.
but don't tell me no. We want him to feel like he's in control of the situation.
Let's go.
Man, Ty Anderson tweets a lot. I'm just trying to find how to say this.
On that note, everyone,
Uh,
thank you for listening. Have a great evening.
See you soon. See you in 2 weeks. But we got Dapper Tux coming next week. Say hi to him.
Bye, Waba. Enjoy the House of Mouse. Okay, bye.
Bye.